Sir, the creation of the internship opportunities that we've brought in for first-time job seekers and the skill development, I would think very critical this year, leading towards the first few steps leading towards Vikasit Bharat in 2047. Sir, augmentation of the social sector spending with a thrust on human development and comprehensive social security, particularly for the disadvantaged sections of our society, is something which I'll again draw your attention. So the two guiding principles, if I can summarize it that way, are social inclusivity of people from all strata and equitable development of all regions by adopting a whole-of-nation approach. And that is what I think would address the high aspirations and expectation of our people. So if I can quickly summarize on the budget for Jammu and Kashmir, sir, the important point which I would place on record, which people who have gone through the budget will realize, that the fiscal health of the state is coming on the groove from where it was earlier. It required a lot of management by the administration. We have definitely taken the burden of managing the state police's expenditure, and substantial financial support for a state of 17,000 crore in this budget has been extended. As a result of these kind of steps that we've taken, sitting with the UT Jammu Kashmir authorities, I can tell you that the fiscal deficit of the GSDP is estimated to fall to about 3% in 24-25, which is remarkable, I would think, and I would appreciate the officials who are managing the economy in J&K to have completely removed the legacy problems that they had and to get the economy on course. I think they have done remarkable, very detailed, going to detail kind of a work, and J&K administration therefore requires one word of appreciation from this august house. So broadly with these summary remarks on the appropriation bill and also Jammu and Kashmir, I would like to come to the first section of responding to honorable members who have spoken on the J&K appropriation and also on the appropriation bill of our budget this year, before I talk on the finance bill related observations of honorable members. Sir, Honorable Member Digvijay Singh had raised quite a few concerns. I can't see him here, but the issues that he raised quite a few points. Largely, I thought were coming from the political interpretation of what he sees through the budget process, but three of which I want to respond to, sir. First of all, he seemed to be impressed by the global hunger index. It is, and I've said this in this house earlier, also in the Lok Sabha, it's a flawed index. Their calculation is completely inexplicable. They can't stand up and say why it is so for some countries, why it is slightly different for some other countries. If I would just lay the examples before you and therefore say why I am questioning it as a flawed index, that will explain enough to answer Honorable Member Digvijay Singh. So conflict-ridden countries like Sudan, Malawi, Burkina Faso, and Mali are all higher than us in the index. Pakistan too is higher than us in the index. Nothing wrong with countries being above us if they have to be there, and I don't grudge it. But then they are higher than us, knowing very well the economies there have serious basic problems. The index does not explain as to how these countries are higher. And when we say we've taken care of feeding the poorest of the poor, and not getting into the numbers because they would say, oh, 80 crore of your people are poor. I'm not getting into that. But ensuring that nobody remains hungry, we have ensured distributing grains for 80 crore people since 2020. And it seems that the global hunger index has not taken that on board. Whereas when people are standing, the poorest of poor people are standing for corn and starch flour in Mali, in queues, and also for atta in Pakistan, that economy seems to be defeating global hunger index lower rankings and going up, whereas we are put somewhere below. So I would want to highlight to Honorable Member Digvijay Singh that you please question based on studies that you do in this country, and we are willing to answer, but this index is flawed. The global hunger index is flawed. Now, the recent report, National Family Health Survey, that is 2019-2021, the nutrition indicators for children under 5-year-old have improved compared with NFHS 4. This is NFHS 5 that we are talking about. NFHS 4, which was the period to which it relates is 2015-16, whereas this one that I'm talking about is 2019-21. Stunting has reduced from 38.4% to 35.5% in India. Wasting among children, wasting has reduced from 21.0% to 19.3%. Underweight prevalence has reduced from 35.8% to 32.1%. These are very, very riveted numbers, which if we have to remove and bring them lower, a lot of effort is required. These are very, very entrenched numbers. But now these numbers are showing that there is a clear sign of coming down. It is because of nutrition reaching these families, and therefore this hunger index has got to be reviewed, and I wouldn't want Honorable Member Digvijay Singh to rely so much on a flawed index. Sir, the next issue that he also highlighted was net financial household savings are lowest. So I want to highlight the fact that country is witnessing a lot of change in terms of smart portfolio diversification. Small savings are also finding portfolios which are giving them better returns. So they may not be sitting in a post office, or they may not be sitting in a public sector bank, a savings account, or small-time fixed deposit. They are finding different portfolios which are giving us probably better returns. Every individual decides for themselves.